Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys, and welcome back to another reaction. Now, my brother and I, we were really surprised to see what kind of feedback we've gotten from our Rammstien Deutchland reaction and kind of our analysis, sitting down, looking what the song is all about. So one of you guys actually kind of recommended me for check out Radio Tapok's version and cover of Deutschland. Radio Tapok is a Russian guy that covers a lot of Sabaton songs, Rammstein songs, but he does them in Russian, a lot of times with the Russian sensibilities, or kind of translates the message of the song to Russian. And he even made some of his own song, like Defense of Moscow, which Sabaton themselves liked so much that they did kind of a cover of his inspiring song by Sabaton, right? So I really appreciate what he does, and as a Russian person, I also kind of appreciate what he does. I want to see how he's going to do it in Russian, if he's going to make it about Deutschland or take a different angle on it. With that being said, let's get into it. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to translate everything for you guys. Maybe perhaps if I put some subtitles on, it might help here. Oh, it was in Czech, sorry. But let's get into it. Let's see what we got. Radio Tapok представляет I'm very impressed with Radio Tapok that he started getting this kind of a budget to create these music videos. That's really nice. Actually, Defense of Moscow, his lyrics were really, really good. It really resonated with me as a Russian person. So obviously, he was able to touch you on an emotional level, if especially you understand what Russia had to go through in terms of when the fight in defense of Moscow. But again, I'm going to be interested to see what approach he takes with the lyrics. It's a direct cover. So it's literally word for word for what Tillman was doing in Rammstein. But with his vocals, what he's doing, he's putting a Russian spin to the vocals, meaning like the vocal performance. It's something that would be kind of you would see in Russian movies when you would see like acting. So he kind of puts that element to it, which is really interesting. He took footage from Gladiator. I can see that right away. Yeah, I gotta say, he did a good job covering it. He really captured the essence of the song. But for me, Deutschland, the song does not work without the music video. Because first of all, the production of the music video is insane. The imagery in the music video is so impactful, and makes such a strong point. You know, like for example, some of you guys were impressed that my brother and I got it without any of the lyrics. That we got most of the points without any lyrics. But that's not a testament to our understanding. It's a testament to how good the music video is, because the storytelling is very clear, and it tells a lot of information. It especially if you know a little bit about history. And here, obviously, there's a limited budget for the music video, so he went obviously, one of the concentration camp prisoners and what looks like a German officer. Just kind of, patrolling back and forth, so to get the same imagery of what they were singing about. But I think it not undermines, it doesn't fully capture the importance of the song Deutschland. But as a cover, I feel like he put a little bit more into the electronic side than he did the guitar work and drums as there was in the original song. But in lyrics, he really nicely picked out Russian words to completely capture the song. He did a good way to cover. It's a direct cover. This one is not an improvised cover, which I think it would have been nice to see him do. Perhaps one like that about Russia. That would have been really dope, because we can. I think as a Russian person, there's some things in our history that I love. There's some things in our history that I hate. I mean, I think we can say that for most countries in the world that people live in. Everybody has something in their country's past that we're not too proud of, and some more than others. Obviously, why Tillman got so much flack for it, right? The idea that you guys let me know that he was from East Berlin. So it makes sense why that song really upset a lot of German people. I understand that, but I think it's still, the message of the song is extremely important. And if it affects you, whether it's negatively or positively, it's a good thing, because it affects you. If you're indifferent, that's the problem. Come on, dude, you could have taken out the earring. That's the only funny thing, is like, come on. Everybody else committed to the role, and this one dude had the earring on. Berlin Wall. To give you a little perspective of my age, I was 2 years old when the Berlin Wall was collapsed. I was still born in Soviet Russia. So it's like I'm at a weird age where I kind of understand the sociopolitical climate, but I also don't really understand. You know what I mean? I've had many moments as a child, and maybe a lot of Russian people, maybe some just immigrants can relate to this, is whenever I would complain in the United States, I don't want to go to school, I don't want to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I would never get from my mom, like, oh, you poor baby. She's like, oh, really? You don't want to go? And it's like, well, I didn't want to wake up 4 in the morning in Russia, walk 3 miles to get water on my shoulders to feed my little brother and sister to help my mom, and then go to school. It's like, don't complain. Get your ass up and start working. And that immigrant mentality of like, I don't want to hear it, is a lot of us can kind of get used to. It's like that life was harsher. You know, whenever I would complain about little things like, Joseph, we stood in line in Soviet Russia for 3-4 hours to get shoes that were one size too big or one size too small. I don't want to hear you complain. You have nothing to complain about. And I came to appreciate that as I got older. Obviously, as a younger person, I was just like, oh, they're just being rough and tough and whatever it is. But as you get older, it really built resilience in me, where I don't fall. You know, when I fail, I don't fall. I get back up and I try again. And that resilience is very, very important. I just wanted to give you a little perspective. Yeah, the same shot from the music video. I would actually very much like to interview Radio Tapok about his kind of approach to creating covers. I'll try to reach out to him. I'll see if he responds. Although he's a pretty big channel, so I wouldn't put it against him if he doesn't respond at all. You know, it's very difficult to really do what he does, and then on top of that, start doing interviews. But I respect what he does, and I appreciate him. And I really appreciate his Sabaton covers. Now that I know he does Rammstien covers, maybe I'll check out those more. You guys can request some if you want. And for those who didn't know who he was, maybe I introduced you to something different. I like covers. I'm a big fan of covers. Guys, let me know what you thought of his version of this song. And make sure to have a nice day. Take care of yourselves. And most of all, keep it metal.